That is the most compelling, unexpected, unpredictable 10 minutes of film that I've ever seen. I've never seen acting like that, Gena. Honest to God. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it.
Professionals in the film industry don't agree upon much, but one thing they do agree on is if you're talking about indie filmmaking, you need to talk about John Cassavetes.
He was the true independent filmmaker of America.
He's like a real hero for me.
He just didn't take no for an answer. You need to take the power broker approach and just put the stake in the ground, because very rarely are they ripped up.
I don't know that there's a filmmaker that I hear other filmmakers talk about more than him, almost where it's a cliche.
And the best place to start is with his most celebrated film. This is your favorite filmmaker's favorite film, A Woman Under the Influence. To many, Cassavetes is the father of independent filmmaking as we know it today. His process is now the blueprint for countless scrappy filmmakers everywhere. This run of indie films has since become legendary, and one of Cassavetes' most lasting influences is the simple fact that he made them outside of a studio, with very little money and complete creative control.
Just his independence, I feel, has had a major impact on me, the way that he made a film with a small, intimate family of filmmakers, and that's what I'm trying to do with my films.
Cassavetes' crown jewel was A Woman Under the Influence, the first of his films to have a much larger reach at the time it was released. Cassavetes explained that the idea behind Woman was a concept of how much you have to pay for love. I knew that love created at once great moments of beauty, and on the other hand, it makes you a prisoner.
Yeah. Baby, I'm going to make this up to you. I'm not going to work tomorrow. I'm going to take the day off tomorrow, and we're going to be together tomorrow. All day. All right, sweetheart?
Yeah.
The film is a character study of a tortured housewife struggling with mental illness and the confines of domestic life. The power of the film starts with its screenplay. Gena Rowlands' performance is absolutely stunning. The film is so spontaneous, as if the entire thing was improvised, and yet it was heavily scripted.
Mabel, did you take a pill? Did you take any pills?
A pill?
Mm-hmm.
Ah. Is morphine a pill?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I've taken pills. I've vitamin pills and sleeping pills. Uppers, downers, inners, outers.
Peter Falk, one of the stars of the film, liked Cassavetes' script so much that he invested $500,000 of his own money into the project. Roger Ebert described what made the screenplay so special. This is where Cassavetes is strongest as a writer and filmmaker, at creating specific characters and then sticking with them through long, painful, uncompromising scenes until we know them well enough to read them, to predict what they'll do next, and even to begin to understand why. Cassavetes himself noted, "I'm obsessed with the idea that people are human and have fallacies, and that those embarrassing fallacies are better out in the open. I see life as a struggle, and the real romance is in not walking away from it." Mabel is one of the most unforgettable characters in cinema, and the film has become celebrated for its nuanced depiction of womanhood.
I feel like he was a filmmaker who always had, for some reason, a strong mind about how to portray women differently in film.
It's a woman that you could hate and love in a second.
This focus on character resulted in a unique approach to narrative, one without clear acts and plot beats.
He is very anti-structure. I mean, it is sort of like the antichrist of being a screenwriter. But it's also like there's moments of discovery in some of those films when they really work for you.
Abel, get off the couch. Hey. Get off the couch.
These moments seem to be created organically, giving the illusion of spontaneity that filmmakers have sought to emulate ever since.
They're unpredictable. They just feel like they're unfolding. They don't feel scripted, yet they were. And they were all about the characters. And the story is always told through the characters. His films are never a slave to the plot.
And you can't discuss the characters of Woman Under the Influence without discussing the performances, most notably from its lead, Gena Rowlands. Countless actors have cited Rowlands' performance in the film as one of the greatest of all time.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Winona Ryder once said, "I don't think I'd be here without having watched her in A Woman Under the Influence. She was everything to me." Michael Imperioli, meanwhile, contends, "The only one who was in her league was Brando. No one has before or since plunged the depths of the human psyche with such passion, truth, fearlessness and class. She inspires me endlessly and has set the bar impossibly high. If you're not familiar with her work, watch A Woman Under the Influence." But it isn't just actors who have learned from Rowlands' performance. Directors, too, have taken from Cassavetes' unique approach to guiding performances. Peter Falk, who plays the husband in the film, described Cassavetes' process. On John's pictures, there wasn't a sharp demarcation between when you were shooting or when you weren't shooting. Sometimes you would be shooting and you didn't even know it. Cassavetes would light the entire set so that actors could move as they pleased, and shot with long lenses so that they would feel immersed in the scene.
His movies aren't shot. His movies are captured. John Cassavetes is not going to spend 3 hours lighting a night. He's about conjuring up moments and capturing something that a normal movie wouldn't capture.
He really did something different than anybody else has ever done in cinema. Create authenticity so that you have this feeling that you're inside the experience. And that's what we all hope for as actors, you know, that the audience is in there with us, that they're behind our faces, behind our eyes and our expressions, experiencing the things that we're experiencing.
Ma! 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 No! Just stay there or I'll kill you!
Even for directors with a very different visual style, this approach proved influential.
What I did have in mind was to combine what I knew, which was really a combination of a certain kind of reality with the actors that I saw Cassavetes, and mix that with the tradition of a Ford or an Orson Welles with the use of camera.
And you! You're gonna let him take me.
A Woman Under the Influence and John Cassavetes' work in general is the result of a unique combination of an uncompromising vision and a radical openness to collaboration. Cassavetes examined the mess that is the human being, and he did it without waiting for anyone's permission.
Quiet. He put his house up, and if the film lost money, the house went. That's independent filmmaking.
Are you yourself inspired by the Cassavetes method? Get started on your own movie with StudioBinder's pre-production services, including everything from scheduling to storyboarding software. That's all for now. And just for the record, we can't recommend putting your house up to make a movie, but we can recommend taking creative risks.
Come here. Now listen to me.